All right, we are going to get started. So if your friends and family aren't on this call yet, just give them a shout and let them know that they can jump on. This is Holly and Corbin Roush, and we are super excited to be with you on this call tonight. You say hi?
Hey, guys. We're excited to do this call. This is our very first one to the whole group, and we're just excited to share with you a little bit about who we are and what our story is and why we're excited about this and the vision that we see for the company, and just to kind of give you some building blocks so everyone can launch their business. We're moving forward with this and just, kind of start building some good teams. So here's Holly. She's going to get us started and we'll go from here.
So it's been just a crazy last couple months getting this thing launched, and we are just so excited about everything that's happening with Vasayo. I can tell you the feedback, the phone calls, the Facebook, social media, emails, everything that we're seeing. I'm not sleeping. I don't know if many of you are, but man, between the phone calls starting early in the morning, going late at night, it's hard to sleep. My mind races. So I think most of you all have seen the products out there on the Vasayo Facebook page. There's a sleep product coming. I'm wondering if that helps with those of us who have a mind that race. Corbin calls it the gerbil. In my head, it rarely falls off the wheel. So
she goes nonstop. It's crazy.
This has definitely caused that. And we just want to give you a little bit of a story of Corbin and I. It's exciting, this Vasayo business. We're meeting so many people, talking to so many people that we've never met before, that we have never done business before with. And that's super exciting. So we have friends from the past and new friends, and we can't wait for our new friends to meet our old friends. And that's what's going to be happening out in Las Vegas that last weekend of May. So hopefully you guys are getting that booked at. But it's going to be exciting. We have been in this industry now. We started September of 2005. So how many years?
11 years.
11. I think sometimes I say 12 or 13 or 16, but it's 11 years. I'll never forget that 11 years ago, September of 2005, when my sister and brother-in-law, Bo Van Pelt, he's a PJ golfer, and we were sitting around the kitchen table, and they said, hey, we've got this company, and I'm going to share with you, Montague, because that's what Corbin and I, we got our start, and we loved it. And they said they had this product, and we needed to check it out. And so we, first I asked, how do you do it? I thought it was, go to Whole Foods or go to my gym and talk to personal trainers. And so I was like, oh, no, Holly, it's network marketing. And like most of you, I'm sure you started screaming and jumping up and down and saying, that's exactly what I want to do. And no, that wasn't me. It's not what I thought I'd do. It's not that I didn't want to. I just didn't really know the industry. I went to parties and supported my friends, and I ordered things from the catalog, but I just never thought or envisioned me doing it myself. And so at first I was hesitant. Corbin was in the pantry, actually came running out into the kitchen, said, no way, you're not going to do it. All our friends will run from you. No way are you getting involved. And so like most wives, I listened for a few days. I thought, well, I don't want my friends to run from me. I don't really understand this industry. And but Bo was excited, and he doesn't get excited about too much. And he thought, kind of just sharing it with me. And so for about 3 days, I really listened. I wasn't going to do it, but I couldn't get out of my head. Much like you all are probably going through right now. You're getting on Facebook and social media, and you're checking it out. And I was doing the same, except for we didn't have social media. If you can believe that, 11 years ago, there wasn't a Facebook. And I was just going online and Googling the company, and what I was reading, it looked great. The company was about 9 months old, and so I remember telling Corbin about 3 days later, I think I'm going to do that company. I mean, what if it's the next biggest thing? And I had said no, we'd be sick about it. And so he said, fine, you can do it, whatever you girls do, your girls' night out, your bunko, your gossip, and in 3 months you'll quit and I'll never have to hear about it again. It's funny, all of us have goals and what we want to do. My goal was $100 a week. I thought if I could have pedicure, manicure money, it would be really great, and get my product for free. And that was really my first goal. And who knew that in a very short period of time? I think my first few weeks I was already making, I think I made 40 the first week, then 50, then 90. He's like, oh, but see, it's over. And then all of a sudden it went back up. The auto ship started kicking in. And my friends just kept getting excited, and all of a sudden 2 became 4, became 8, and 16, 32. It just kept growing.
Can you still do the math past 32?
No, 64. Yeah. So that's about as high as I want to go. But y'all get the idea. But I was excited in sharing it. I believed in the product. I believed in the company. You always said it wasn't necessarily that it was networking. I just believed in everything the company had to offer. And Dallin Larson was the man behind that company. He was the founder and CEO, and I didn't really understand what it meant until I was in it for a few years, that he truly is a distributor CEO. I just saw his passion, his heart, his vision, and the way he could just move a room when he walked into a room, how he remembered names. And I remember one of our first trips, we went on a diamond trip. We went to Costa Rica, and we're sitting at a restaurant, and all the diamonds were there with their families. And he literally, I think there were about 30 diamonds at the time in their family, went around the room and named every single diamond, their spouse, and their kids. It was amazing. And so I just knew he was the type of person that I wanted to partner with. We had a huge business. We grew it one by one. I mean, this was a business we didn't know any different. I'd never been in this industry. The internet wasn't big. Social media wasn't big. What was big was getting into the living rooms of people. It was picking up the phone and calling a friend. And I had a goal. I was going to call 2 to 3 people every single day. So literally every day I had my list out, and I was calling 2 to 3 people sharing what I knew of the products and opportunity. And that's really what you guys have your hands on. We were with that company until really it was gone, and one day it was sold, and we gave it our best shot with the company who purchased it. We were so grateful that they came in and did that. But it was just recently that, we weren't sure if this is what we wanted to do anymore. We thought about, is the industry still for us, or should we go to a traditional business? We were kind of looking at everything, and the doors just kept closing. Nothing really was opening up. And when we saw the video and we heard that Dallin Larson was launching again, Corbin and I had a great relationship with him. Our families did. We traveled up there on New Year's for 3 years and visited his family up in the mountains. And I got excited when I saw him again, and I saw his vision, I saw his passion. I looked at Corbin and I said, okay, we can do this. And so here we are today. I love the products that he's coming up with. I love the compensation plan, which that's still coming out in details. We're still working all of that through. The exciting part about what we have our hands on today is we are in a pre-launch. And it's almost like a pre-launch. I mean, we don't even have the tree ready to go yet. Many of y'all thought the back office would launch today. And here's the thing, Vasayo is about delivering solutions. That is our motto that we're sticking behind. And we believe if it's not perfect, nothing's perfect. So for us to bring out something perfect will be a little bit harder, but close to perfection is important to us. And we decided not to put anything out there until we knew it was going to work in everybody's best interest, so that you could avoid any heartache or calls and enjoy your holiday. We all have Thanksgiving coming up, and we're going to be spending time with family and friends that we haven't seen in a while. And this just really gives you another opportunity to speak with people that you don't normally see over the holidays. And you can be visiting with them about Vasayo, getting your applications in their hand, and adding more people to your team. So we're actually very, very thrilled that we have an extension here. And as a matter of fact, all the comments and feedback I'm seeing are like, oh, thank goodness we have more fun to share before this back office goes live. So again, that will be in the next week or so. You guys will get details as that comes up. Just make sure you're on the Vasayo Facebook page, and also Corbin and Holly. So CORBINAND Holly, HOLLY, and we are giving as many updates as we can too. Let me tell you this, if you don't see it on the Vasayo Facebook page or on ours, it's probably not true. So a lot of people out there talking, I think they know all the details, but I'm here to tell you, if you haven't heard it straight off the Vasayo Facebook page, it's probably not true. So my best advice to every single one of you out there is to wait until you get the information straight from Dallin, or straight from Danielle, or straight from Corbin and I. We're the ones working every single day to make sure that we're putting the best experience out there for you and your team. So we are just thrilled at what's going on, all the feedback, the excitement that's brewing, the people that are talking, the people that are coming into the team, and we're just getting started. So I'm going to turn over to Corbin, let him share a little bit and his thoughts.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope everyone enjoys their times with their family and just gets excited about spending some time away from work and just detoxing your brain and your mind and relaxing around the holidays, eating lots of turkey and watching lots of football. We got a special little gift this year. My son's varsity football team has made it to the quarterfinals, and we get to play on Friday and actually have a Thursday walk through coffee and donuts with all the other families on Thanksgiving. So that's going to be exciting. But hey, just a little story on me and how I evolved into the business. I was in corporate America working. I had been from the same company for 14 years and thought that's what I was going to do the rest of my life. And I just was content. But what I didn't have was time freedom. And all I did was work 60, 70 hours a week. I was traveling the world. And that night that Holly and I got approached about doing network marketing, I said over my dead body, there's no way. I was a little offended that I was working all these hours and providing a good living for our family. Our kids were in private schools. We had nice cars, and I thought I was doing everything I possibly could. And I was offended that, my wife now thinks she has to go do network marketing. And I had a little self-worth problem. I was like, what are my friends going to think of me? They're going to run from us. They're going to think we're trying to push a garage full of junk on them, just the typical stereotypes of this industry. And so when Holly said she wanted to do it, I said, fine, it's yours, whatever it is. You'll do it for a few months, and then you'll quit, and we won't have to hear about it. And she went out, and she followed a system. She learned a system really fast. There was a guy in Dallas doing a meeting, and she said, you know what, I'm going to go down there and listen to him. And she drove down there, took two friends with her, and the thing that she got is if you want to get comfortable, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. And the thing she also learned is there is a system to do it, and you must duplicate the system. Everybody must be lockstep. And a perfect example of that is watching the New England Patriots play football or the Dallas Cowboys play football right now. They're all lockstep. They're all in unison. There's no backbiting. There's no arguing. They're following a system, and the team is having success. And then you go watch the Cleveland Browns, and they are horrible. They're fighting on the sidelines. Nobody's in unity. Everyone's in disarray, and they're not going anywhere. And that's how this business works. You have to follow a system. And so Holly came back from that trip to Dallas, her and two friends, and they were so excited. They were so fired up. They actually showed up at our kids' football practice because he shared with her, go to where the people are. Don't go lock yourself in your house. This is a people business. And at our kids' football practice at the time, I think they were in 3rd or 4th grade, all the parents were out there in their lawn chairs. And she just went up and down sharing with them this amazing opportunity that she had her hands on. And I watched her business continue to grow, and I watched her have just this wonderful time. And it started to irritate me that here she is making this crazy money, having a blast, and I'm getting up early, I'm staying late, I'm going in sometimes on Saturdays, I'm doing conference calls in the middle of the night, and my pay is going nowhere. I hit a ceiling. There was no more time in the week for me to grow my business, and she's having a blast. And then she earned this trip to Costa Rica, the very first diamond trip. And honestly, I did not want to go. I did not want any part of it. All I wanted to do was if she told me I was going, I was just going to go to the bar and drink. I didn't want to hang out with these crazy network marketers. It was not for me. But I got there, and I was pleasantly surprised at how cool these people were and how big of servants they were and their hearts. And it kind of opened me up a little bit to maybe talking about it and thinking about it. And then there was a deep-sea fishing trip that I was told I was going on. I don't like to deep-sea fish. I get seasick, but Holly says you're going. And it was with these guys that were in the business, and I go out there, and I'm thinking they're going to hound me nonstop about network marketing, but they didn't. We just had a great time fishing, getting to know each other. And then what shocked me at the very end, one of the guys said, Corbin, can I ask you something? And, I know you're not into this business, but why don't you? And I said, honestly, I don't have time. I'm busy. I'm so busy. I'm glad Holly's having success. I'm supporting her. I'm behind her all the way, but I just don't have time. And he says, let me ask you something else. What is your dream? If you had anything, what would it be? And I remember there was this real uncomfortable pause that I had because I was embarrassed to the fact I did not have a dream anymore, and I could not give him an answer. And I said, I don't know. I guess getting off work on Friday, I guess vacations and trips. But vacations weren't even fun because I would go on these vacations and come back to work, and there was more work to be done than when I had left because nobody took care of the business for me. And he says, well, when you were a kid, what was your dream? What was something you had? And I remember thinking, oh, my gosh, when I was a young boy, I wanted a Ferrari like Thomas Magnum drove. I could picture myself as Magnum PI driving around in the Robin 1 Ferrari. And, man, that's what I wanted. I had posters of it on my wall, and I was dreaming at that point. And he says, well, what happened there? What's another dream? Why didn't you achieve that one? I said, I just realized I couldn't get it anymore. He goes, what is another dream when you and Holly were married? And I remembered Holly and I, when we were first married, we used to drive around town. I'm sure a lot of you do this. You drive around town and you look at the big houses and you start dreaming about one day we're going to have that house. One day we're going to live in the big house. One day we're going to have the nice cars. And something had happened where, we were living in a decent house and we had nice cars, but we didn't have the fun stuff. We didn't have that big house. We didn't have the sports cars or the nice things. And he said, what happened? What happened to those dreams? I said, I guess corporate America took them out of me. And he goes, well, what if through this business you could achieve all those dreams and have those things that you want? And I said, well, I just don't have time. Explain to me this. And this was where the light bulb moment for me. And maybe for someone tonight, this will be the light bulb moment. Or maybe for someone you're sharing this with that's really busy, this will be the light bulb moment. He asked me, could I find an extra hour a day, 5 days a week to do this? And I said, well, yeah, I'm sure I could. He goes, what about in the mornings? What about over your lunch? What about in the evenings? I said, yeah, I can do that. He goes, can you find 2 people that want to dream and want more out of life that are willing to do that? And I said, well, I'm sure I could. And he goes, well, how many hours is that? And I said, well, that's 15 hours. He goes, well, that's 15 hours of productivity in your business for you doing 5. And I said, okay. And he goes, well, what if those 2 now go find 2? How many is that? And I said, well, that's 25 hours. And he goes, well, what if those 2 go do it again and the other 2 go do it again? I said, well, that's 50. That's 100. All of a sudden, I started seeing how me doing 5 hours of productivity a week in my business with a full-time job, working 60, 70 hours a week, and getting people to do the same thing, starting the simple duplication of investing an hour into this business every week, could become thousands, if not tens of thousands, upon hundreds of thousands of hours of productivity in this business. And I started saying, I can do this. And I remember coming home from that trip to Costa Rica, so on fire, so knowing and having a clear vision of where we were going to go. And Holly and I dreamed. Our dream wasn't for the big house, and our dream wasn't for the Ferrari. Our dream was to knock 5 years off my retirement. So instead of retiring at 65, it could be 60. And we got to work, and all of a sudden that 65 became 60, became 55, became 50, became 40, and I was 38 years old, and my boss from that job I'd had for 14 years called me in and said, hey, Corbin, I appreciate all your service, all your hard work, but you're making too much money for Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm cutting your commissions. And he took 2/3 of my income away. And we were so blessed that God had put this business in front of us where Holly and I were now working as a team. We were making well above what my salary was and well above what he had taken it to. And I walked away from that job because of this business, because we worked Plan B and we got busy. And we just had the most amazing, amazing run. And God put incredible people in front of us. And we built this amazing team. And, you know, as it started to wind down and we started debating on doing other things, there was never a peace in my spirit about going and doing other things. There was never this, that's what I want to go do. I miss this business. I miss the community. I miss that culture of helping people. I miss being a servant to people. And I miss dreaming again. And when I heard Dallin was coming out, we just went out and we met with him and we heard his vision. And that's what we needed, a vision. We needed to know where we were going. And I remember asking him, Dallin, you've made more money than you can ever spend. Why in the world are you going to do this? And this touched my heart. He compared it to the scriptures of the talents where the master gave the servants talents and they were supposed to go do something with it. And one buried them, one did real well with them, and one did fantastic with them. And he said, I can't be that guy that takes my talents and just buries them and goes into retirement. I got to do what God gifted me with, and that is serving people and helping people and giving people a purpose and giving people an opportunity. And he said, we're going to do this time and not create all these millionaires or become the next billion-dollar company. We're going to impact 1 million lives. And when we hit those million, we're going to do it again. And we're going to be long on grace and short on gossip. And we're going to go finish this chapter. And Holly and I looked at each other and said, oh, my gosh, we are back. We're going to do this. So we have a very clear vision of where we're taking this. We're going to go impact millions of lives. We're going to give them a place where they can build, where they can dream, where they can have a safe ship at sea or a safe ship at harbor, however you want to call it. We're going to give a company that is so customer-focused that we don't have to worry about not having customers. We're going to imagine if your business had 10 people, every single brand partner had 10 customers buying every single month. Think of how big your business would be. And being able to have a product line that's disruptive. People always use that term and, it gets overused in this industry. But we have a disruptive product line that is basically we're taking our competition that's driving a Model T and we're delivering a 2017 Ferrari, my dream car, to people that is going to upset the marketplace. And we all have first movers advantage. It doesn't matter right now where you're getting in the tree because it doesn't matter if you're the top person or the 5 millionth person. It's what you do when you get in. You have to get busy. You have to build that list. You have to reach out and talk to people. There's going to be people, and we're going to have great systems to reach people online and do all this, but I can promise you this, if you want a long-term pillar business, a business that is here for years and years and years, a legacy business, it's a reach out and touch business. It is a belly to belly, develop those relationships, get to know people in depth, do the 3-way calls, get your people on calls, promote them, value them. Don't make it about yourself. Make it about that next rank advancement. Make it about that next mom that bought in and now is being able to stay home with her children. Make it about that dad that was able to quit that second job and now can go to his kids' sporting events back. As busy as I was and the good money I was making, I was missing watching my kids grow up. And through this business, I was able to spend the last 10 years, I'm now 48 years old, with my children, traveling the world with them and getting to know them and becoming their best friends and giving them a dream and a future, allowing my oldest son to go to the University of Alabama as out-of-state tuition and not worrying about it, not stressing about it. I want to challenge you now as you're starting to build this business and starting to dream again. Do not be like the fool who spends it all. Invest wisely. Build a legacy for your family of debt-free. Get totally out of debt. Pay off your cars. Pay off your credit cards. Pay off your house. And then go start living the dream. Holly and I have been able to do that. We now live in that house we always dreamed about. We have nice cars. We're debt-free. And we're building a legacy for our family. So, guys, that's our story. That's what we're excited about. Build that list. Reach out and start talking to people. Don't be in a hurry and don't panic, because you know what? If you panic, people sense it in you. And you realize this, we don't even ship products for another 6 to 7 weeks. You don't need to go, blow it all talking to people about get in now. Some people are going to want to try the products. And if they say no to you now, don't worry about it. Don't let it define who you are, because you don't even have products to share with them. I can tell you this, most of our great leaders that we have been coming in contact with in our business or other people's business started as consumers of the product, fell in love with the product, and said, I want to use this with other people. I want to be able to share it and make some money on that. And if we all take that attitude, we are going to build the finest business this industry's ever seen. I'm already promising you this. We are going to be so disruptive. We are going to have the largest launch in the history of this industry. People need what we are bringing to the table, and we've got it. Vasayo, guys, is the answer to dreaming again. I'm going to turn it over to Holly right now. Oh, I want to say one more thing. As you're starting your business, build with integrity. Don't try to misrepresent who you are, or what position you're in, or you got a special advantage into the company, because that just is not true. Everybody, even Holly and I, are on the same level playing field. We're all going to build a legacy business, doing it right with integrity. And I can promise you this, I've watched people who build with no integrity, their businesses fall apart. We want to build the right way. We want to build a business that is around for years and years to come. And we have the most amazing, amazing leadership with Dallin and Carrie Larson at the captain's chair, steering this boat as we go out to sea. And I'm telling you, I'm so excited about it. Hopefully you guys are getting excited about it. But remember, don't panic. Don't get in a hurry. Choose wisely who you're going to work with. Don't think you have to sponsor everybody. God is going to put the people in front of you that are supposed to be in business with you. And if they say no or they get with somebody else, wish them the best of luck. Do not disparage them. Just be proud of them. Be excited for them. I can promise you this. A high tide will lift all boats. If we're all fired up and we're all excited and we're all united in this, we will all grow a big business, and we will build it with what God wants us to build it with. So, guys, that's our call tonight. Holly, got any more comments?
No, that's good.
Okay, we're done here. We did it in 24 minutes. So hopefully you guys can go out now and get excited, go build a business. We're recording this, so you'll be able to send this recorded call out to your team. We'll also have it up on the Facebook pages. And just stay tuned, guys, because
Happy Thanksgiving.
Buckle up. We are on fire and getting busy. And as my good friend Dan Williams says down in Texas, giddy up.
Take care. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and watch the Vasayo Facebook page for details on when enrollment will start. Talk to all your family and friends. Talk soon.
Bye, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.